Alright guys, so I'm going to be showing you how to actually set the model up and how to use it. So after you go to the link advertised, there'll be a link. It'll bring you to a Go file page and you'll see Garou v2.zip. You're just going to want to download that. And then once that's downloaded to your downloads, you can just right click it and extract. And then you should see Garou v2 as a folder. You'll see all the sounds in here. And then you'll have the model file. So you're going to want to grab the model file and drag it into your studio. It'll say Garou v2. And an important part about this is inside these animations, you have this rig with all the animations for it. Because the spoofer is broken, you can't use spoofer anymore. And so what you're going to want to do is there's Cosmic Smash Ground, Cosmic Smash Slam, Hunter's Parry Attacker, Last Drop Dash, Last Drop Hits, Hunter's Parry Startup, Smashing Fist Victim, everything. And so all these correlate to their counterparts here. So like Smashing Fist Startup would be Smashing Fists, Script, Animations, Startup. So all the names correlate to that. So even like Last Drop, Dash, and Hit, then you have Last Drop Hit, Last Drop Dash. And the important part is inside here, there's animation events saying Dash and Hit. So you have to use these animations in order for it to work. So what you want to do is just right click it and save to Roblox. I'll just do it this one time. And then you're just going to want to click the ID to copy it. So that was Cosmic Smash Ground. So then go to Cosmic Smash, Script, Animations, and Ground. Paste it in there. And then boom, that should work. Once you're done with that, you can just take the rig and you can just delete it. Now, all the moves, if you have a character selector, you can put them in the character folder or whatever. I'm just going to put them in starter pack because this is a new base plate. Everything in replicated storage just goes into replicated storage. Starter character, same thing. And starter player. Now everything right now should be working. Test it real quick. Might be a little laggy on first use, like always. Yep, it's all working. Now, a big part about this is the replicator. Now, what I want to show you guys about this is inside here, there's a remote event, which is located in here. Every time you fire it, you can get the character that you want to put the VFX on, the VFX name, so you can actually find it, and then if it needs to be a position, if there's any positional VFX, which I didn't end up using any. Then I have all these modules, so if you were to say you pass the argument, the table would look something like this. It would be like your character name, and then it would be after image. And so if that was passed right there, then it would activate this and it would create an after image of your character. You can go around, mess with these modules if you want, change some stuff. So another thing that's really important is this Ragdoll. So originally I was going to use a Ragdoll used for all my other giveaways, but I really don't like that Ragdoll. So I actually ended up making my own Ragdoll script, about 250 lines long. I strongly recommend using this instead of the Ragdoll you're using normally for like a giveaway game, unless you have an actual system. I could have made a system, but that would require like a whole framework, and you guys just didn't want that. So here's just a regular module that's just Ragdoll right here. You don't even need to set up it. Auto sets up when you use it. It just auto Ragdoll for a duration or for no duration, and then you can unragdoll whenever you want. Or auto unragdoll if you have a duration. The camera shaker, it's free from it's a Roblox development port from a Unity camera module. Bubble module is like that distortion effect. Barrage position is a module I made a while back just for welding a character to another character, nothing big. Part cache is used for the rock modules, which everyone's seen rock modules. The ultimate module, it's just in here. You don't even really need this unless you're using my ultimate system. In this folder, we just have all the VFX. The preloader just preloads all the animations. Cam head follow makes your camera follow your head, so the animations look more clean when they're being played. And you don't look like you're going like away from your character. And that's about it for that. Now for sounds. What you're going to want to do is go Window, and then Asset Manager, and then click this download button. Now, when you're in the Garou V2, you'll see all these sounds. Cosmic Attack, Cosmic Start, all these. Just select all and click Open. And it should start importing them. And then you can go to My Models, and then My Audio. And then you'll have all the sounds there. So, it's for Cosmic. You just open up Cosmic, go to Sounds, and you just paste those in there. They're new IDs. And that's about it. Now, for explaining some of the code in here, say something like Cosmic Smash. You guys are wondering how exactly I made the person go up, stay there, and then get hit back down. I made some notes in here for you guys. So, the body position, it will send them up into the air, 100 studs, and it will keep them there until it gets destroyed. And I did add this at one point, but it doesn't really seem to do much because the body position keeps you in the position no matter what. And then this will make them start spinning the angular velocity, so they have some more life to them when they get hit. And so a big thing about these scripts is connections. When you guys make your moves, I strongly recommend using connections and disconnecting them just to save memory, and so you don't have any memory leaks of things like repeating, stuff like that. Humanoid health changed, cancels your moves if you get hit while you're doing your moves, unless it's the parry, of course. Usually you would do that if you get stunned, but there's no framework, so there's no stun system. Unless you guys add your own. And so this originally here was to cancel client velocity. The velocity would be created on the client to make it smoother. But what I ended up doing was making it all on the server just for simplicity for the giveaway. Which it's a little weird sometimes, but it's not really affecting that much. Now, for hitting someone down, I still use body position once again. I just didn't add notes this time because it was same thing. You move up to the guy, 2.5 studs above him, and 4 studs behind him. You slam them, it destroys both the body positions, they take damage, they get ragdolled, and then they have a body velocity that sends them down. And then this right here, Crater Detector, inside Replicated, Replicator, it will make it so it runs a render steps loop to check with a raycast if the person's hitting the ground or not. And when they do hit the ground, it'll make the craters, it will make the smoke parts, and it will play the sound. Oh yeah, one of the sounds inside of the folder, by the way, should be called Crater Sound. You just put that in there, and put that in there. Now, what I did for last drop, this says 2 times use move. Inside here, we have can second use and last target. Last target keeps track of who you hit the first time, and can second use keeps track of if you can hit them. And then we have second use cooldown, which makes it true, and then the name of the tool becomes use again. And then you fire to the client, which is right here, and this will make the value true until you use it, just in case it's like on cooldown or whatever. So once this happens, it gets sent here. If not second use, then it just does normally. But if there is a second use, and you can still walk, and there's still the last target and everything, it goes back to its old name. You unragdoll the person that gets hit, play the attack animation, and you use a body velocity to dash at them, and a body gyro to make yourself like kind of look at them. And then it does the hand trails, and it does the mesh of the dashing. And you dash at them and you hit them. And then there's a little finisher where if they're below 7, it sends them flying wicked far and does a mini crater. And then you just freeze midair and you fall back to the ground. Now, Smashing Fists. I explained this a little earlier. It's just a barrage move. So you use my barrage position module, which just welds 2 players together. Oh, all these red lines, by the way, are just because on the setup for every script, I just load all of these individually. So it's not always being loaded by the server until you use the move for the first time. The hitboxes are used on client invokes. character right here. Creates the hitbox, detects anything in it, sends it back. Which really isn't good for big games, because there can be hackers that can exploit that, making hitboxes bigger or whatever. But for a giveaway, it's fine. Just don't really recommend it too much. And for everything in here, it always checks if there's a counter. The counter will only really work for this moveset, unless I were to make a framework. And what happens is, during the counter, it creates a counter object, puts it in the character, and if it finds it, then it just does 0.5 damage to activate the move. And then, when you get damaged during the counter, then it plays the counter, and then you do the sound, and it works like the TSP counter, where the guy kind of floats in the air, and the final hit just sends him flying back. Get marker reach signal is just for the animation events. You can use those to line up things correctly instead of just like delaying and then playing something and then delaying. Like older giveaway crappy models, like my first Garou moveset. Hit people here. If it's not a single hit during the thing. So single hit means you can only hit one person. Then you have to actually go through the table for I, hit person, which is the table of hit people, and then each hit person is the hit person. Then you can do that there. But most of these are like only hits one person, like Smashing Fists and Last Drop, Cosmic, you know. But the parry, you can turn around and like hit more people, hit a bunch of people at once, you know, stuff like that. I will showcase everything real quick.